Hi, I'm Daniel Bertels, and I wanted to share a story with you. This is a story that the Father gave me several years ago, and it is, to me, a very important story. It's a story of healing and acceptance and grace. It's imaginary, but there's some truth to it, real truth to it. Imagine Michelangelo carving this famous statue of David. It's an amazing statue. I've seen it personal and up close, and it's just stunning. But the reality is that statue came from a stone, a rock. And so imagine, if you will, two men wheeling this stone into Michelangelo's studio. It is a certain size and shape. It's a perfect, the only stone that could have made the statue. So when Michelangelo looked at it, he saw it as perfect just the way it was because he knew what it was going to become. And then every day, as Michelangelo took the hammer and the chisel and worked on that stone, and he worked for a while, he cut off edges, cut off large pieces every day, and he went to bed at that night. And it was perfect that night, just as he wanted it that night. And he woke up the next morning and he works some more until he got maybe some of the head showing. And he maybe didn't get a whole lot of form and detail going, but as he was done, just maybe from here up, it was perfect, just where he wanted it that day. He went to bed and he woke up in the morning and maybe got down to here and got further down the body, and there were rough spots and there were rough pieces and there were sharp edges. But every day when he was done, it was exactly how he wanted it. It was perfect just for that day. And so it took more and more shape, more and more form, and became more and more beautiful. But each day when he was done for the day, it was perfect. It was right where he wanted it. So what's that story about? We put a lot of energy on ourselves. We criticize ourselves. We say we're not this, we're not that. And yet we are, all of us, in the best, the greatest artist's hands you could ever imagine, our Father in heaven. And when we have rough edges and when we have triggers and we have trauma and we have things that have happened to us and all this, we may not be happy, we may have bad days, we may weep, we may feel unworthy, but what does he say? He doesn't go to bed, but figuratively, at the end of every day, he looks at us and we're exactly where he wants us to be. So if we're disappointed because we're not where we think we should be, we should understand we are where he thinks we should be. Because if we're not where he thinks we should be, he would form us and shape us for us to be there. I had a pastor share a long time ago when the Father works on us, and if we're resisting and we're struggling, he just gets a bigger chisel and a bigger hammer. And I think that's true. But the beauty of this story is we have to stop longing to be someone else. We have to stop creating an image of who we think we should be. We have to be settled that we are in the best, the most perfect, better than Michelangelo, better than any artist in the world. We're in the Father's hands. And he is the one forming us and creating us and shaping us. So we are perfect where we are just for today. We're not supposed to be where we are today tomorrow. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow is new things are coming. But the reality is the master, the artist, the master artist is shaping us. So stop criticizing yourself. Stop having these negative feelings about yourself. Stop thinking that you're not living up to this or that. Realize and rest and know that the Father's forming you, molding you, shaping you, and you will be where you need to be right when you need to be there, because he's the best, the perfect artist. Let go of false expectations. Let go of accusations from the evil one. Let go of expectations from other people. Let go of all these other forces from the world, and just be you today. Seek the Father's face, walk in his presence, and know that you will be who he wants you to be today, tomorrow, 10 years from now, because he is the best artist in the world. I pray your day is well, and that you are blessed, and that you really focus on this truth, because it's powerful. It's powerful. Shalom.